When people think about gemstones, the usual names come up: diamonds, rubies, sapphires. But today's video is about the ones that almost never make the spotlight. Gems so unusual, so unexpected that most people don't even realize they occur in nature. And here's the twist. Some of these ultra-valuable stones might be hiding much closer than you think, in riverbeds, gravel pits, hiking trails, or even right in your backyard. That's why you should pay close attention. In today's video, we're going to explore 7 valuable gemstones you'd never guess are found naturally, so you'll know exactly what you're looking at if one of them ever appears in your region. When it comes to finding gemstones in the wild, there are 2 things you must understand from the start. First, how a mineral looks in its raw, unpolished form, and second, the geological signs that reveal you're close to something valuable. So imagine you're out exploring, and you stumble upon a strange, shiny crystal you've never seen before. How do you know if it's rare? How do you know if it's one of these 7 high-value gems? That's where understanding texture, luster, hardness, and color variations becomes essential. Some gemstones even glow under UV light, show unique internal patterns, or react differently when you scratch them against harder minerals. And believe me, each of the 7 gems we'll talk about today has something unusual about it, something that makes it stand out even before it's cut and polished. Their characteristics are so fascinating that they couldn't all fit in just one video, which is why we'll focus only on the most surprising ones today. If you want to go deeper into the subject, you can find our Gemology ebook in the first link in the description. Now let's imagine you already know what a ruby looks like and its specific characteristics in its raw state. How would you go about locating one? Now we come to the most important part, indicator minerals. These are typically volcanic rocks that can appear as fragments or massive formations, sometimes stretching for kilometers. For instance, if you're looking for a diamond, you might try to locate kimberlite rocks because these rocks originate from the same place where diamonds are formed. In other words, the logic here is simple. If you want to find topaz, you need to know what type of rock forms under similar conditions. The first gemstone on our list is turquoise, one of the most fascinating and recognizable gems in the world. Its color typically ranges from sky blue to bluish green. If you hold one in your hands, you'll notice that its surface feels smooth and pleasant to the touch. The texture is usually even, but may feature small veins or web-like patterns caused by inclusions of iron or manganese oxide, depending on the stone's origin. In terms of hardness, it's relatively low, ranging between 5 and 6 on the Mohs scale. According to experienced geologists, these markings, known as a matrix, can further enhance the gem's beauty and make it unique. Additionally, turquoise has a waxy luster and is relatively opaque, giving it a distinctive appearance among gemstones. If you're searching for turquoise in nature, identifying their presence in an area can be aided by certain minerals. Turquoise typically forms in dry, arid environments and is found in veins and cavities associated with volcanic and sedimentary rocks. Minerals like limonite, iron oxides, and quartz are often found nearby, as well as chrysocolla, which shares a similar formation environment. These minerals can indicate that the soil has the ideal chemical conditions for the formation of this precious gem. Furthermore, the presence of large amounts of copper is essential, as this element gives turquoise its characteristic bluish hues. So if you find copper-rich minerals in your area, such as malachite or azurite, there's a good chance that turquoise may be hidden nearby, nestled among the layers of the terrain. The second gemstone on our list has already been mentioned and couldn't be left out, as rubies are, without a doubt, one of the most important gems in the world, not only for adorning jewelry, but also for their industrial applications. The first thing you'll notice about rubies is their striking pinkish red color, which can range from a lighter, more vibrant shade to a deep red, depending on the concentration of chromium, the element responsible for the gem's color. If you hold one in your hand, you'll notice that it's a relatively heavy stone. To the touch, the surface of a ruby is smooth and polished, with a vitreous luster that enhances its sophisticated appearance. However, if the ruby has been river tumbled, it often has a matte finish with an irregular surface. What truly stands out, though, is its incredible toughness. With a hardness of 9 on the Mohs scale, ruby is one of the hardest natural stones, second only to diamond. This durability, combined with its beauty, makes ruby a popular choice for both jewelry and practical applications. In the industry, for instance, rubies are used in lasers, high-precision watches, and abrasive materials such as sandpaper and polishing wheels. So rubies are much more than just a beautiful gemstone. They're also a valuable tool across various sectors. To find rubies in nature, it's important to pay attention to the characteristics of the environment where they typically form. Rubies primarily originate in metamorphic rocks, such as aluminum-rich marbles, and in some igneous rocks. Minerals like spinel, feldspar, and calcite are often found nearby, indicating that the environment may have the right conditions for ruby formation. Additionally, finding chromium-associated minerals like zoisite can be a good sign. By paying close attention to these clues, you might just stumble upon a ruby hidden among the rocks or rivers in your area. But what if you spot all these signs and don't find a ruby? In that case, you might have come across a sapphire instead. After all, the only difference between a ruby and a sapphire is the color. While rubies showcase their red hue thanks to chromium, sapphires can range from deep blue to lighter shades or even unconventional colors like yellow and pink, depending on the trace elements present in the stone. Both rubies and sapphires are varieties of the same mineral, corundum, and they share the same Mohs hardness of 9, which means sapphires are also extremely durable and highly valued for both jewelry and industrial uses. So even if you don't come across the vibrant red of a ruby, finding a sapphire is far from disappointing. In fact, it's an excellent discovery, as sapphires have a market as strong as rubies and can be equally valuable depending on their quality. Therefore, when exploring areas rich in minerals like zoisite, feldspar, and other indicators, remember that the conditions favorable for ruby formation are also conducive to sapphire creation. However, when finding rubies or sapphires in nature, it's very likely that you'll come across low-quality specimens. These gems, when they lack the purity or coloration necessary for use in jewelry, are typically classified as industrial grade and are destined for technical applications. But does that mean you should get discouraged and abandon your search? Not at all. In fact, finding a lower quality gemstone can be a great sign. This holds true for any type of gemstone. If you found a low quality one, it's highly likely that the area has potential for higher quality gems. Think of it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Nature rarely reveals perfect gemstones right away, but with patience and persistence, you may end up discovering a high quality specimen. It's all about continuing to explore and learning to recognize the right signs. The fourth gemstone on our list is the emerald, one of the most sought-after gemstones throughout history. Known for its intense green hue, which can range from a vibrant green to a lighter or slightly yellowish green, the emerald captivates with its unique color, a result of chromium and vanadium. When observing an emerald, it's common to notice small inclusions inside it, known as gardens. Far from being considered flaws, these natural marks are seen as features that make each stone unique and special. To the touch, emeralds have a smooth surface and a vitreous luster that enhances their natural beauty. However, compared to other gemstones like rubies and diamonds, emeralds are relatively fragile, with a hardness of 7.5 to 8 on the Mohs scale. This means that while they are durable, they require some care during cutting or use in jewelry to avoid cracks or damage. If you're searching for emeralds in nature, there are a few clues that can help. They typically form in metamorphic environments or hydrothermal veins, where beryllium-rich rocks like pegmatites and schists are present. Minerals such as quartz, calcite, and phlogopite often appear alongside emeralds, indicating you might be in the right spot. Additionally, the presence of chromium or vanadium in the soil is essential to give emeralds their characteristic color. So if you come across beryllium-associated minerals or notice signs of hydrothermal deposits, it's worth investigating carefully, even if the first stones you find aren't of high quality. Just like with rubies and sapphires, you might also come across the next gemstone on our list: diamonds. And if you're exploring alluvial deposits, your chances increase significantly. That's because diamonds, despite forming at extreme depths, are often brought to the surface by volcanic processes and then transported by rivers and streams, accumulating in areas where the water flow slows down, such as riverbeds or valley floors. Diamonds have very distinct characteristics, known for their metallic luster that stands out even in their raw form and their incredible hardness. The highest among all natural gemstones, with a perfect 10 on the Mohs scale. Visually, rough diamonds may not appear as impressive as their polished counterparts. They often have a translucent or even opaque appearance and typically exhibit natural geometric shapes, such as the classic octahedron. Additionally, diamonds are dense, with a high specific gravity compared to other minerals. Because of this, they tend to settle at the bottom of gravel beds and in areas where heavier materials accumulate, such as pits or depressions in riverbeds. To find diamonds in nature, it's helpful to know the indicator minerals that might be present. Minerals like garnet, pyroxene, and olivine are important clues, as they often form alongside diamonds under extreme conditions and are usually associated with kimberlite pipes, the volcanic formations that transport these precious stones from the Earth's depths to the surface. When these minerals appear in alluvial deposits, it's a strong indication that you might be in a location with diamond potential. Even if the first diamond you find is small or industrial grade, that's no reason to lose motivation. As with other gemstones, finding even an imperfect specimen is a sign that the area has potential for more valuable gems. It's also possible that you may encounter garnets or distillates in the region. While these gems are not as valuable as diamonds, they still hold their worth, especially when they display vivid colors and unique characteristics. For this reason, if you come across some colorful stones, it's essential to seek the help of an experienced gemologist or at least a seasoned prospector. They can help you correctly identify your finds and even assess their potential value. However, we know that finding a qualified professional isn't always easy. That's exactly why we've compiled all the gemstone knowledge from this channel into one convenient place. And so the book Gemology Journey for Beginners was born, a complete guide that gathers everything you need to confidently identify gemstones in nature. The book includes detailed explanations, illustrative images, and practical tests you can do at home without any expensive equipment. It was designed to make gemology simple, accessible, and intuitive, helping both beginners and enthusiasts deepen their understanding of the gemstone world. But if now isn't the right time for you to get the book or join the channel's members area, you can still keep learning for free by subscribing to the channel and watching the upcoming videos. Every week I share new tips, techniques, and information to help you identify and find gemstones, even if you've never had contact with this world before. After all, knowledge is what turns an ordinary stone into a valuable discovery. I also want to give a special thank you to the channel members, to everyone who leaves a like and subscribes, and especially to those who support us by getting the book. It's thanks to that support that I can continue producing content like this, exploring locations, sharing discoveries, and bringing you information that can completely change the way you see the stones around you. Good luck, gem hunter!